Hello guys and welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. Today we're looking at issue 8 of Conquest. Now I know I'm a little bit behind, but you guys know about that because of the monthly subscription thing and when we get sent it. I did pick this one up separately. I have also got this model that I'm about to do a review on for the Commander set, the £20 Commander set, so you're going to see this model reviewed twice. But that is quite important because apparently the plastic is very different on this one to it is on the other one. So when I do that video, I'll do a comparison of the two models side by side and we'll be able to look in a bit more detail. What we're going to do though, as we've started doing from the last review, is we look at the back first. Boom. So, issue 9, we're getting Poxwalkers. Now, I know this has been a hotbed of contention, but for me, it makes perfect sense. And I'm going to explain why. And you can agree, that's cool. Let me know in the comments. You can disagree, again, let me know in the comments. Conversation starter, isn't it? But yes, if they were to give you all the shiny, beautiful stuff straight away, people tend to get bored of these partwork magazines. I believe it's about 20 issues in is the average. Or it used to be when you did like the Marvel comic book and the Batman comic book ones where you'd get a graphic novel each month. They say people cancel or stop buying them after about issue 20. So if they gave you all the good characters and all the really cool stuff in that first 20 parts, by the time your excitement's waning anyway, you've got all the stuff you wanted. So it does make sense for you to bulk up your units early doors, give you more Poxwalkers, give you more Death Guard, etc., give you Primaris, give you Reavers, so that when you're starting to wane on it, then suddenly it's like, hey, look, here's this cool model. Issue 21 kind of thing. So they are doing it really well. They're kind of spacing it out. And I know obviously that's frustrating for some people and other people completely get it. And either point of view is fine. But that's my take on it. Also, the other reason is if you've only got 6 Poxwalkers, you can't really take your models to the Games Workshop and play a decent-ish game. Whereas now, by issue 9, you've got 12 Poxwalkers, which means you can field a unit of 10. Or you can, you've got some stuff to work with is basically what I'm saying. You've got 6 Plague Marines you should have now, so you can take a unit of 5. It gives you that you can start actually going to your local Games Workshop and things like that. That's my take on it, and I feel that's why they're doing it. But, if your opinion's different, please let me know in the comments below. I'll always try and address it. When issue 1, 2, and 3 came out, and I had some really, really in-depth conversations with people from other countries who were really mad about the fact that they weren't getting it in their country. And I didn't necessarily agree with some of the things they were saying, but we had some really good conversations. So drop them in the comments below. But issue 10 anyway, getting back to it, looks really cool. You'll get your first vehicle. It even says there, your first vehicle. I can't take credit for that. I just read it. But yeah. So you get a Death Guard one as well, because there has been a lot of talk, obviously, about the fact that we've had 2 Primaris characters or 2 Space Marine characters, and we haven't had any Death Guard characters yet. But I do know there's some coming. I believe it's issue like 13 or 14. But we're getting a Death Guard vehicle, which is cool, because Marines haven't had a vehicle yet. So that's exciting stuff. But anyway, let's bust this bad boy open. We're like nearly 4 minutes in. We haven't even opened the magazine. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to put the model to one side for now. We're going to look at the magazine first. We don't usually do that, but because I want to get closer in on the model and things like that, we're just going to pop it to one side for now. Don't worry, we are going to cover it. So, in this issue, we learn about librarians, which is cool, or about the librarius, how to paint a Space Marine librarian, and rules for psychers, one would assume. So boom, let's open this up, and as you can see, as we always do, we have a look through here, and not as somebody suggested so we can extend the video longer. It's just so we give an overview of exactly what we're covering in this magazine. So, librarians, force weapons, defensive values, how to build a librarian, how to paint a librarian, and then rules on psychics. So, here you go. And as always, you've got your little box up at the top that tells you a little bit about it, and we do always cover that. So, designation, librarian, rank, chief librarian, apostolary, codicea, and lexicanum. And hopefully they're going to cover these kind of things. I'm not going to go too much into it, because as I said, we're trying to keep to the magazines as much as possible, which is why I don't tend to go off on rants like I normally would about, fluff stuff, because I want to kind of keep it within the context of the magazine. So, Little box again separately. In a battle, a librarian's first spark lightning as he blasts the raw power of the warp at the enemy. So, fists, not first. Oh my goodness, I cannot read at the moment. It's embarrassing. It's a good job it's not going on YouTube. But anyway, Space Marine Librarians tells you a little bit about them, and again, it's got that same kind of art style. Again, this art style is my kind of art style, and I know obviously a lot of people like that anime style that they've been doing, and obviously the new kids' books are going to have them, and we are going to do a review of them when they come out, mainly because I'm getting them for my boys, but also because I feel that it's a topic that we should cover, not cover in a negative way or not cover in a positive way, but just look at the facts. So what we'll do is I'll have already read it. I'll go through it. I'm not going to ruin plot points and things like that, but we'll have a talk about it, and obviously I'll tell you whether I think it's appropriate for the age and stuff like that. But anyway, this kind of artwork is my kind of artwork. I grew up on like the John Blanche art and stuff like that, and you know, people have their opinions on it either way, and that's cool. That's exactly how an opinion should work. But for me, I like this style of artwork. So again, a little black text box to denote some sort of special information, a little bit more about it, and then we bust straight onto force weapons. And this picture is gorgeous, it really is. I don't know if this is taken direct from the Space Marine Codex. I'd have to go and dig out the new Codex and have a look. But I have seen it somewhere before. But I really like this piece of art. But it tells you a little bit about force weapons, exactly what they are. It tells you about psychic hoods, so it explains why they have the little hood thing at the back, which is obviously this lip here, or that little bit there. Covers the weapons, exactly like it did with power weapons, I believe. And it shows you, obviously, the different types of weapons of a Primaris or a Librarian in general. Tells you about the rank of a Librarian, or the rank of the Librarius, as it were. And it tells you defensive values, location, Strike Cruiser Valius, the Warp. So again, this is one of these ones where it just fluffs out some battle stuff, and it tells you always up in the corner. We never mention that, but it always tells you up in the corner what it is. So battles, Space Marine War Gear, etc. So it always keeps you on track. And again, it's got some really nice sort of... And a Dark Angel there, actually. So, Heresy. No, but... neither here nor there. Then it's got Chaos Demons, and obviously I definitely recognise that because that was from the 6th edition Codex cover for the Demons book. I'm a particularly big fan of that book. I love Demons in general. I currently have, I can't think of the word, a Bloodletter army, a Cornate Bloodletter army that I use for both Age of Sigmar and 40k. They're kind of painted like Balrogs. Yeah, I started to do videos on it, and as always, I kind of got distracted by other things. I'm going to try and cover back on some of the older videos, by the way, because people are starting to ask. Gives you how to build a Primaris Librarian. It shows you the sprues. It shows you, obviously, how to put it forward, and then it shows you what it should look like. And then again, shows you clipping instructions. Then it gives you your clipper and glue safety. Important if you're doing it with a child. You know, keep an eye on them. If you're doing it, just make sure you follow these rules if it's your first time using this kind of stuff. It's pretty sensible, safe stuff, but, you know, if you see that triangle, read what it says. Then it shows you exactly, like it started to do now with Games Workshop products, where it shows you the blue bits. Stick this to here, stick this to there, this yellow bit to this yellow bit. Choice of parts, so you can choose, like, the different heads and different hoods and things like that. So, it shows you... that, and then it shows you the final bits of those instructions, and then how to paint the Primaris. And we're not going to cover a lot on this because the video is getting on. We're hitting the 10-minute mark soon. Shows you the colours you're going to need, and it shows you what to do. And at this stage, I'm assuming it's going to take you, right the way through to base coating and washing. Shows you how to do the lead belcher and everything that you can do in this so far. You should have received all the paints. The brush, you don't need any special brush. It should be the brush that you got with a set. All the paints that came with it so far. And then we have Psychic Might. So the mission itself is called Clear the Deck. It shows you what you're going to need here. Once again, up in the top corner, it tells you it's green and it's a tutorial mission. Rules update, once again, it covers the Librarian this time. It shows you where the Psychic phase goes. And it comes after movement but before shooting. Ghost Dryer. Nice. He'll be making his more appearances as we get closer into winter. So, shows you the psychic phase and what to do within that psychic phase. And we're not going to cover that because we're going to do it in its own separate video. Shows you how to resolve psychic powers, and then you've got the mission itself, and it tells you how to set up the Death Guard, how to set up the Marines, how to win for the Death Guard, how to win for the Marines. Everything's all very simple, straightforward, and laid out, as we always say. And then on the back, it's got some extra rules and weapons recaps, Blight Launcher, and Might of Heroes. And then, as I said, we've already covered this on the back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to the sprues. We're going to have a look at these models. So bear with me, and we'll get deep in and we'll have a look at it. So we're back into it now, and these are the sprues themselves. And I don't know. As I said, we will have a comparison in more detail when I unbox the Commander one, which is an official Games Workshop one. I personally don't feel like the plastic feels thinner. I did build these a year ago or so when the new one came out. But look, I mean, it's got all the Games Workshop branding and stuff, so it may be that they just sold them the mould and they're printing them out themselves, which would make the most sense, because I can't imagine Games Workshop are going to want the hassle of it. They do feel a bit flexible, but I'm pretty sure the one I built felt a bit flexible as well. What I think I will do is I will do a separate video on just building this, and that'll be up in the next week or so, and we can see specifically. But to me, I think it feels okay. As I said, I'm not discounting anything anybody's previously said, because they've actually built it, and at this stage I have not. So I don't want to be saying like, oh no, I completely disagree with their opinion of it, because it's exactly that at this stage. They've built it, they already know. I'm already at the stage, I'm just at the stage now where, you know, it's still on its sprues. I have built one of these previously, and that was the official one in its grey spruage when it came out a year or so ago, and I paid the ridiculous like 25 or 22.50 or whatever it was for it, whereas now you can get it for £8 via this, or you can get it for £20 in the Commander box. That's right. So anybody who's still buying it just by itself is insane. But as I said, what I'm going to do is I am going to build this up as a separate video, and you guys can watch me do it. So you can't go like at the last minute, he's bought another one, he's replaced it, because you'll see then if these are going to snap, which seems to be the bone of contention with a lot of people. As I said in the last video, I will put the link below to Peninsula Paintings video on it, because I think it's a very, very good video. And there's a couple of other videos out there from some of the guys that we cover, like Black Country War Games and things like that. I'm sure he did a really good video on it. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty confident he did, and definitely I would suggest having a look at it. But yeah, it feels like the same plastic to me. We'll have a look when we build it, and we'll see where we get to. But these are the sprues themselves. You get this change of head, obviously. And other than that, it comes in a fair few amount of bits. They're all numbered, though, as you can see there. 10, 14, 8. You guys know how to count. But yeah, so that's where we're at with regards to it. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like on the video. We have started to get our first hate fan. So, thank you for that. Within 2 minutes of our videos going up, we get one dislike guaranteed every time. He's clearly hit the bell button so that they can dislike us, and that's absolutely fine. You have a right to do that. It just makes us laugh every time we see it pop up. But yeah, because they've obviously hit the bell, because it's literally within minutes of our video going up. So we feel we've made it on YouTube now. We've got a guy or woman or, indiscriminate gender, I don't judge, who just hates our videos on principle. And thank you to you, because you've at least taken the time to watch enough videos that you don't like our stuff. So that's cool, that's your opinion. But please leave your comment down below. Have you bought this? What do you think of it? Have you got the one from the Commander pack? Can you confirm or deny that these are still quite fragile in those sets? Did you buy the previous £25 one and now you're kicking yourself because obviously this is a lot cheaper? Are you still collecting Conquest? Because I know a lot of people are starting to cancel their subscriptions. Let me know your point of view on it. Obviously, I'm always up for a bit of a chat in the comments section, especially about stuff I'm passionate about, which I obviously am, because I've got a whole YouTube channel about it. We're not making any money off it, so, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love what I do. I do appreciate everybody who watches, though, whether you like, dislike, whether you comment, you don't comment, whether you subscribe, or you just casually check us out. We do appreciate every single person who takes the time to watch our videos. I know October's been very, very orc heavy, and that's been noticeable in the fact that our views have dipped by, 100 views per video, and that's absolutely fine. For those of you who don't like orcs, we have got other content coming up. There is still going to be orc content on the channel, though, for those of you who are sick of it. Just don't watch those videos. That's entirely up to you guys, but again, we appreciate everybody who takes the time to watch. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, pray at the dice gods and hope they smile upon you. Take care, guys. Bye now.